100 days to a billion. Just over 100 days ago, an AI startup named Mechanize closed a $9 million seed round. Today, Google is finalizing a $1.5 billion deal to legally hollow them out. They are not buying the company outright, and that distinction is the entire story. Mechanize has only 35 employees building reinforcement learning environments for software agents, but Google is not paying for a product roadmap. To understand why a company multiplies its valuation by 160 in 3 months, you have to look at a maneuver called the Reverse Acqui-Hire. The Reverse Acqui-Hire. Google is not acquiring the corporate entity known as Mechanize. Instead, they are licensing the startup's underlying technology on a non-exclusive basis and simultaneously hiring its founders and top engineers. The original company is left behind as a hollow shell, pivoting to a niche business-to-business model to satisfy early investors. Google ran this exact playbook with Character AI in 2024 and with Windsurf last year for $2.4 billion. Microsoft and Amazon did the same thing with Inflection and Adept. It is a calculated regulatory bypass. By licensing intellectual property rather than buying equity, big tech avoids the antitrust scrutiny of a formal merger. But the massive premium Google is paying here reveals exactly what they are desperate to control, which brings us to the Digital Gym Bottleneck. The Digital Gym Bottleneck. Mechanize does not build foundational language models. They build the digital gyms where those models train. Specifically, they create high-fidelity reinforcement learning environments, simulated workspaces where autonomous agents practice writing and debugging software until they stop breaking things. Right now, frontier models are relatively cheap to train on static data, but building the dynamic evaluation environments to teach them agentic behavior is incredibly resource-intensive. Google is writing a $1.5 billion check because they realize the models themselves are commoditized. The true bottleneck for their Gemini platform is the testing ground. If you control the environment where the artificial intelligence learns to code, you dictate how fast it improves. And this confirms that the defensive moat has permanently moved up the stack. The moat moved up the stack. The real implication of this $1.5 billion license is that raw compute and model architecture are no longer the primary moats, and the Reverse Acqui-Hire is simply the weapon being used to monopolize the new bottleneck, the simulation layer. For operators and investors, this means the valuation premium has permanently shifted away from foundational models. If you are building a generalized language model today, you are competing in a commodity market with crashing margins. But if you are engineering the testing grounds where models learn to execute multi-step workflows, your specialized infrastructure commands unprecedented leverage. The heavy capital expenditure is moving from static training runs to high-fidelity synthetic evaluation. Watch the cap tables of the remaining independent evaluation startups over the next 6 months. The tech giants will strip mine their engineering teams using this exact same licensing structure before federal regulators figure out how to intervene. Subscribe for more.